This video is about kids snacks and kids lunchbox ideas. I had a really fun time making this video, so thank you for all the suggestions wanting this video. I was trying to think of things that would be kind of finger foods and easy for you to make as the parent, quick, but also something that kids would enjoy, and also keeping it nutritious and yet still fun. So let's get down to it. I have quite a few things to share with you guys. As always, I know kids can be really picky, so of course, feel free to alter anything in any of these recipes that your kids may like or dislike, and do let me know what you think, because I think these are really fun for kids and are just kind of playful ways to have some good food. So let's get into it. This first idea is super simple. You just need nut butter of your choice, a tortilla, and a banana, and basically what we're making is a little banana nut kind of roll up. It's like a little tiny sushi roll of goodness and sweetness. I've never known a kid not to like this. I like this. I eat this as a snack often. It tastes really nice, and it literally takes less than a minute to make. Just slice it into little rolls. You can absolutely put this in a lunchbox without any problem. It's going to absolutely last for lunch, and it's just a good alternative to a typical peanut butter and jelly or even banana and peanut butter kind of sandwich. The second idea is going to incorporate a lot more vegetables, because that's what we want our kids to get in. Here I'm just steaming lightly some spinach, some edamame, some corn, and some peas. But feel free, if your kids like carrots instead of one of those things, just substitute them out. Now I'm just putting some leftover bow tie pasta in here, and I'm just stirring this around. You can feel free to put a little bit of like a vegan butter, maybe like a half a teaspoon of that in if you want. You can put a little salt and pepper, whatever kind of spices your kids like. I would put that in, and this really works for picky eaters because it's just basically pasta and a little bit of vegetables, but you know that you're getting some nice greens in there for them. This third idea is actually a really easy, wonderful marinara sauce with unexpected twist. It is super simple to make. You're just going to chop up the ingredients that are here. It takes about 5 minutes of prep time and probably about 10 minutes of cook time. So you can either make this the night before or the morning of if you're getting your kids ready for school. And as I said before, if they don't like mushroom and zucchini, just find another vegetable that they do like. This is where we make the marinara sauce. You're just taking some diced tomatoes and tomato paste and a little bit of spices, and you're just going to pulse it in the food processor. I like my marinara to be kind of on the chunkier side, so literally I just pulse probably about 3 or 4 times, and that is it. Heading over to the stove, I use about a teaspoon of olive oil. If you don't want to use any olive oil at all, you can always water fry. And now I'm just sauteing the onions and garlic for about, 2 to 3 minutes on a medium-high heat. Adding a little bit of sherry. If you don't want to use sherry, you can use red wine. If you don't want to use red wine, you can use a rice vinegar. It'll all do the same kind of deal. Just giving it a little bit more flavor. And obviously if you use the alcohol, it comes out through the cooking, so you're not going to make your kids drunk. Adding in the vegetables here, again with a little bit of the liquid left over from the sherry, they kind of really get a really nice taste to them. And this again is just a few minutes. Then I'm adding the chunky marinara that we made in the food processor. And in total, now you're just going to cook this, let it simmer for about 5 to 7 minutes. I really enjoy this sauce because it's so fresh. If you don't overcook the vegetables, you really get a nice texture of really fresh flavors in here. And of course, if you want, you can always add fresh basil rather than dried basil, because it really does taste amazing. I'm adding a little bit of crushed red pepper flakes here, but feel free to not add that if your kid is not into spice. I totally get it. Okay, here's where the fun part comes in. Now I'm just taking one organic flour tortilla. You can use whatever kind of tortilla or pita that you like, and I'm making little pizza slices. I love this lunch idea because it's something that the kids can assemble on their own at school. You can pack these separately, and then they can take this opportunity with a little spoon to make their own little pizzas. You can also sprinkle a little bit of nutritional yeast on top to give it a little bit of a cheesy taste, and these are actually surprisingly really good. This combination tastes so nice. I love it. The next idea is kind of a caramelized raisiny cinnamony dip. for some apples. And again, this is super easy to make. You're just throwing everything into the Vitamix. You're gonna go ahead and add just about a 1/4 cup of water just to give it a little bit of a consistency. Using the tamper on a kind of low to medium speed, just mash it down. It's not going to be smooth, it's going to be chunky, but it creates, because of these dates, creates such a caramelized, lovely texture. It's a really sweet treat without any added extra sugar, which is always really wonderful for kids and adults alike. Once you've reached the desired consistency, you're just gonna put it in a little container, and you can either chop up the apple slices for your kids, or you can leave the apple whole and they can just dip it in. It's a great way to get in whole fruit that is packed with not only lots of vitamins, but also fiber staying intact. And it looks something like this, and it's really delicious. My last and final idea is air popped popcorn. I used about 1/3 cup of popcorn here, and I'm just adding in a couple things, a couple ingredients on top of this to give it a little bit of a different taste. So a little bit of salt, we're gonna go ahead and add in a teaspoon of nutritional yeast evenly all over the popcorn. This gives it a really cheesy flavor, which is wonderful. And a teaspoon of sugar, which just gives it a hint of sweetness. Then taking your hands and just kind of mixing it all together. This stores really well in a Ziploc bag or a glass container for up to a week. So you can give them a little bit at a time, or you can eat it all. And here's some lovely footage of me being unsuccessful with pretty much every single catch of popcorn. So that's it. Let me know what you think. Those are some ideas that you can use for lunchbox, or if your kids are homeschooled, you can just easily prepare that for them at home, or you can actually just incorporate these as some after-school snacks. If you're looking for even more recipes, there are plenty in my ebook, my cookbook, Be Vegan, Skip the Diet, Just Eat Healthy, that can be adapted to kids. I've got a lovely macaroni and cheese recipe in there, and I know it's a big hit with kids that I know, and there's a lot of things in the cookbook as well, in addition to these recipes that I've shared with you today that can be turned into really quick and fun, easy snacks for kids. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video if you'd like to see some more videos like this, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.